The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. He smiles. It's almost like music, especially with the man says a couple of... I'm pretty sure he asks. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very... Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small... The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Yes? I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to put the bottle away. And I hope we don't even need to discuss the street drugs you've been abusing. Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the institute? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign? But isn't that our job? No, I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility. Fascinating. And here I believed your recent... In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villodron. The gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But for now, was there anything else?
Hi again, Gendarme. Oh, a committee. And if I may ask, Gendarme, what is this...
He's all bemused skepticism. He doesn't actually care what you want with his friend.
God, of course it is. My friend is always trying to, as though I don't have enough going on. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where he is. We don't talk. He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. In an unofficial capacity, of course. Not a clue. I guess you will. Bye-bye, gendarme.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? What you want is of no...
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will... But you know someone who might. Fat Angus, the powerful. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinet. Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Goddamn right. Fuck you.
There we go. Don't come to the Wild North if you are not white enough.
It wasn't that. It wasn't...
That's it. That's the weak one.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm, a Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. What? What does that mean?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the...
Dennis! Stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's...
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler?
I left it home. I can't get it.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell him.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Me too.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What?
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his brow, scalpel still in his hand. Get the...
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them?
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she did.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
Glacier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy,
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there.
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. Nah, he's my brother.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says it.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a...
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from out. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or...
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was...
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of... Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd...
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still. This guy's not...
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. It sent... Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. Glad you understand that. You do that. Hey, Klausya came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union... That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
The same, small.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first. Between you. Is it? Shush. I can't hear what she's... Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you wait?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and...
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business. but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records,
What happens if they do?
they will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into... Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revic.
What exactly did you...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to... with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job.
But she really destroyed them.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the bank.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people too, not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
One of them killed themselves because of me. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? There you have it. The way of the warrior. We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open.
A great pain moves through her.
I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, knocked his cream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came. So am I.
She throws it away, and immediately...
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus...
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines.
Good thinking. Clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of...
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down.
Run, woman. Run past them, and out into the streets where it's dark and people move.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. There is... Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like...
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. But I can't leave. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used...
To produce lividity, matching a hang.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the...
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But
all kinds of crazy things happen when he was a serviceman. He must have had a gun somewhere lying around, close to her hand.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me. Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoid. I just don't know. I know.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other...
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. Last week, Angus and Titus's brother...
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept...
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She nods, silently. She doesn't... He's thinking, are we done here?
Hello, officer. What brings you up?
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people...
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my... Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast. in the reeds. It just...
Falsified document?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably...
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. It's Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of...
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oran.
Of course, she doesn't look like an Oranese woman at all. She's...
I've always had that going for me. I only have the birthmarks of an Oranese woman.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
But I haven't done anything. And
she purposefully fucking mine. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Fragile, unsure.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into her, gearing up for this betrayal.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs.
What she's saying is...
sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantic?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that.
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
You've been trying to kick that door down, right? Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna.
Okay, arrest the... Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Something tells you, you will.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like...
That is the... Anyone could know that, sire. By looking around.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been...
You sense a little hesitation there. Oh, welcome to the wake-up club. brother.
There may be grounds here, at least for...
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She slowly lights another cigarette. You are. This is not the end of this.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. She nods.
Okay.
She slowly lights the same small, heavy door. As you look back, you think, so love did do. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate. You do not know. A wind of needles. Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should... She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically easier that way. I don't know.
There's a nod, real as anything. No. Communism killed him. Remember? This window is pristine on the inside. Unlike the golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two, like the witness said. The man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast ending him. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. 72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, none that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to... You would need a map for that, a map of Martinez.
You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof? There was a map in the bookstore. We should come back with it, compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this.
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you're making her a suspect, and Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw...
And fuck you too, moral fat.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become...
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet...
Because she was here.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12?
Yeah, with us. Drinking. Near the stage there.
No. All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not... And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got...
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let...
Why not? You can't draw a straight line. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get... No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People...
Those numbers were an asshole, man.
Yeah, and they don't put her on the roof either.
Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia. What do you mean? We've only been drinking here for what?
Been thinking of getting what?
There you go. Tatted on his ass. We know the...
No, but that doesn't...
It's just 2 doors. We're not giving you Ruby for that. She's...
What if those 2 doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name? If they are connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come...
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot. All right, I'll play along. Those 2...
What wench?
On the side of the building. You can see it from the harbor.
I've seen the winch.
Fuck off, man.
Garbage. It wasn't a Sambo artist column.
It's never a Sambo fighter, and it's never a bullet...
Or ghost. It's never a ghost either. Don't worry, we've got better than that.
Firmly. Try. And even then, our route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roid heads in the gym had a carbine.
He must be referencing some past. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay. I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? Sure. Take your sorry ass out of here.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
I don't knock up. Why don't you...
Easy now, Al.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby went...
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went...
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could...
Time for a logics demonstration. He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's it.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is...
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and...
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she's skipped town. This is good.
Yeah. Like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but they're both...
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacia.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a who? It's a...
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't...
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy.
And then, boss, use us to cover it up?
If it's true. But it's not, right?
Nah, man. That's just Ruby.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
Betrayal is not painless. Even a doubt of it hurts.
You had expressed, on occasion, your dislike of the mercenaries' presence in Martinez.
Whack someone in my district? That doesn't carry much favor with Titus. There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought you were taking this serious.
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the...
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, old...
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in...
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now...
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see... I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure, the human experiment. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But she said you have a funny taste in clothes until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener.
And then when they're all empty, just move on to the next camp.
Fucking hell.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it.
Silence. He nods.
You are insisting.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was...
Everard has a file on you, but that's bogus. What she knows comes from somewhere else.
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand.
Yeah, Al. And we won't.
She's not really, hardy.
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here. Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinderblock town. Fisher. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now?
She said she's building a...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing you...
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Hail something. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already...
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in... Tremble. The time is time for the show. For Taola. Time for the show. Ulogu Theodos. Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality. Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos. It's totally also a coping. So you should be. Though perhaps, just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover. The face of the woman fret.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom like...
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang...
Yeah, tribal shit.
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motto.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No big...
I can tell you who we're not, cop.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young...
You don't know? What kind of cop...
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The Skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their...
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock. Or you can find them loitering.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom like's a wretched aggressor.
Murder?
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you every...
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a...
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there!
Ah, This sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Sure. Understandable. Fucking I appreciate your effort, though. Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future.
By the way, if you see Cindy...
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men, odd, there isn't a hint of hate in them. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the...
It's a threat. An impotent threat of violence. But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to...
Hey, there's no need for that.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least...
Apart from the unions, then...
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, because we can be just as psycho and...
But in a non-threatening and...
Right on, fuck. So what's... Mm-hmm. What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily... The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily... What I mean by this...
It seems that the young man has a
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one. To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times. And even then it isn't... You get more fish in a shorter time. Because when one fucks everything...
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, is it a coincidence that here we...
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, Detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right.
That's an origin story.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you? That ride is...
Hey, piss... Look who...
These guys...
why?
And what kind of business is...
The lieutenant notices your agitation and opens his...
Okay, we get it.
You didn't say that. The lieutenant looks down at his bomber jacket.
Fine. Fuck it. Here. Take it then.
It's true. He simply can't... Wow.
Fuck that. You're not getting...
No, he won't.
The lieutenant is lightly amused by the situation.
No. You know what, cop? Fuck you.
Fuck him. We don't need his rich dad jacket.
I'm not wearing that jacket. I already am expressing my individuality. The need will not arise.
Look at this cute shit.
Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes, I got the mercenary's name and
The lieutenant leans in to listen. Notebook.
that suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Elis Kortenaer. That's Elis-Korte. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit.
According to Clausia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he...
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the East Brand Military Academy. Then the armor followed him to Semenine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
None, officer. Sorry.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations use
No problem, Lieutenant.
a name. This is very good. Elis Kortenaer.
Sometimes police work is about...
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already...
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I...
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a... Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright?
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago. But I was... Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi...
Good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than...
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or... 1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that. Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
What have you found? And also, a novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? I don't understand. If it's not her...
Before you say anything, ask yourself the narrative she's built herself. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
Oh, how horrid! News, tell me, did you find a way to break the curse? Guillaume Lemillion? The singer who made that awful face? All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can... Thank you, officer. Truly, you...
It will only last a day or two. A week tops. Then...
All right, then. All's well that ends well. Should we...
The maps look old.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
You peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to be distracted. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martin. The same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a Y. B prime for Boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on in 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper, 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have... The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule this, it would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally...
to work! Free flow! Don't talk to him any longer. Fuck it. I'm going to... How about you?
Okay.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Fuck it. How about...
Okay.
There could be the man's brick. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp. You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything...
Mr. Du Bois. Every worker? That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some...
Actually, Revachol doesn't. He refuses to discuss it further. Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply, my friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can...
See? Forging that you don't know his full plan. Perhaps he expected trickery. Perhaps the signatures weren't important. The point is, do not think you're ahead.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the...
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as...
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the...
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally,
It actually sounds extremely bad. But
as I said, she's a character. I didn't have time.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate...
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never...
She will be there. From
more fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Harry! By now, you should know I would never do anything tricky like... Well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated...
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of...
So the village is doomed.
You were there. You saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez. And they do not include Harry, imagine a youth center supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. Yes, I do. I got the center. I got room for a retail complex.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks. The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez. Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as...
A true flash of anger in him.
Order it. You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, glad you asked. I've got type 2 diabetes because sugar and fat was all my mother. Good job too, as it made me ugly. And ugly. Why a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with the more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste. Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. We're not gonna give nothing. We're gonna take Terminal B away from them.
So that's why you haven't...
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That tits from her arsehole.
Actually, no.
Because we're friends, Harry. It's already happening. No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you...
A guy, huh?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob.
2,373 is a sizable contingent.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo...
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavor.
And the kids on the street can get speed and...
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a bit... But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure...
He's basically admitting to it.
Harry, if I was supplying raw materials to drug...
Understood.
It's also far removed from my... Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth, and everyone's gonna pull their weight. Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. We're way past specific union members now. This is the big... You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such...
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive.
Great, Harry. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off, I'm always happy to educate and entertain. Very nice. What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry. Well done. Don't even...
So do I. That's one tasty brew. You should drink some right now, if you can.
Promising race pupil. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. Now leave me be. And... Look, babe. The minion of law is also...
So unadvanced.
The basic race education he received in high school has led you could have used this opportunity to overcome. Take solace from the fact that these thoughts will
Damn, Jean. How...
Was there an out of this for you with success? Or was the rhetoric...
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I...
Right to work!
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die. 1 universal die for Wirral Untethered.
It feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
a gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment it...
Didn't we already talk about this? What are you talking about?
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into...
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away.
Do you know what this is? It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the east. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable... No, you're right. I didn't. It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the... And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you... It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
You hear someone walking around inside. Rearrange a poor communard.
Did you? Let's go.
Later, it's general. Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A weathered brown door. The number reads, the lieutenant motions to you. This is the door. You already know it's the right door.
You're right. Let's talk this through. We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is... Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello? Who is it?
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
The police. A moment, please.
There's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is... It's you, from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink?
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again?
Keep it together. You don't want your...
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into...
How about some small talk before you break the news?
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cooking? It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny, and Jolie is 16, and Jenny is turning 18 next month. The girls are staying at their friend's place.
She swallows visibly.
He has a problem with drinking. He's probably in the box drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess I'll find out when he decides it shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone. Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayro Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Mayro.
It is.
Just to return a book of mine? Why?
Do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope.
Yes. His old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather.
It reminded him of his teenage years.
Yes. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to...
She folds her hand. Here it comes. You've done this before. Just keep your focus. Yes. No euphemisms. This...
What did you say?
Great and terrible spike. The blood...
Oh. Oh. But... he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner...
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him. How long had he been?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress. The handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone we could call for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like...
God. Should I call them?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Just tell me, what do I need to do next?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number. Is there anything else that the RCM...
No, I'll call you if something comes up. Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
These are her last reserves of strength.
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased. They'll manage. That's it. We should get back to our case now that our... Let's go.
Give me a moment.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire...
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance. But you can still do your part.
She throws you.
Have you noticed this place is a sepulchre?
Nothing has changed.
The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokable smokes, pissable pilsner. Drink it, then convert it to piss. And there's spirit. Aye, by amphetamine, I mean, sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean, aye, that's what I said. Good, my man. Now, oh, the system's been good. You see, friend, man makes his own luck. And I made mine, bought cigarettes, bought...
The hook, where is it? I can't see it.
Of course.
He has long forgotten what you would...
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth... You know what's crazy, actually? What?
Keep him talking.
This guy. Oh, this is medicinal spirit. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidney started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took those arseholes. Those arseholes charged me £4 to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all. But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. What's left?
Snakes or intestine?
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real.
Don't say it.
Yeah, you thought right. Don't even try to sneak anything past old Rosemary here. Aye, that's what I said just now. 300 real. Don't you try to trick me, buddy. So what do you want then?
His tone is aggressive. The alcohol boiling his blood causes the agitation. It burned.
Finally came to your senses, buddy boy. Ain't nobody else gonna give you a price like that. Sure, friend. A bottle of high-quality spirits coming right up. That'll be 3 real. Just make sure...
Son, you will not kill yourself with this. Not today. So we're going to store this as a sellable item.
Danko.
There's...
Tequila sunset. Can't really remember seeing any women after...
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages.
Our tenant, the policeman. Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect.
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. There's not much to tell.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat.
What is this place to you?
Behind the half-built cinder block house, at the other end, you already were a part of their crew, once. Who are you talking to? There is no one here. Outside, the howl of the...
Look.
On the table, you see a bowl of water. As you look at the floorboards, in this corner of the edge of a floorboard next to it looks hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture. Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like something bad. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like out. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle load. The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washer, it's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, holding the bullet. You get the feeling. This isn't ammunition. The worn map features your finger moves. Finally.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. You feel compelled to point out that can a used wrapper shrug? Good question. There is no drawn by regret. You carefully...
Our tenant, the policeman. Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh light.
But you didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, yes. I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best.
Yes, early with the...
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine.
I cleaned it, like I always do. No. She's good company. Knows how...
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate man.
Aye. Do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter. Like you sometimes get, son.
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself, the way some people do. Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to live quietly, but the hinges on
It's a peninsula.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of...
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in.
The failed electric neuron. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
What more do you want to know about that poor girl? Yes, let's hear one thing. She's a good...
Waves are beginning to die down.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Police business. I understand. Anything I can help you with?
I'll just keep the Corda Leche in the channel, if that's okay.
Aye, ma'am.
Of course. Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided...
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the... Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Corda Leche red. Like, how do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eton.
It's pornographically poor. The street has... I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez.
Fortunately for you, madame.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
Oh, I'm not frightened.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds. Their cloud shadows slide over.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. I'm guessing you don't know then. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around... I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never... Remind me to tell you one day.
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit.
This story she will tell.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit? Of course, anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
This is the trap. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoa.
Empty as all of them. One more of these, and I'm just glad.
The reeds, but the later it gets, the... A metal and plastic contraption, Bob's.
That over there.
You lift the boy out of the water without... The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
There's something in there. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out.
Well, damn. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Nothing could be. We should keep an eye out.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the...
Hello again. No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer.
So you haven't seen anyone?
No, I'm sorry. As I said...
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. You see, above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company. There's something in the wind. Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here, and you felt it before.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there.
Why single out this one building? Someone has left an unidentifiable article. The cloth, if you can still call it, it's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pee. It seems likely that it was left in...
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
A metal payphone under a... You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still call. This feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like you get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he... Calling. Still again. Someone with a...
Hello, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
No, but I got a feeling Al...
Phone. Disconnect tone. Calling. Still.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work. Testis.
Disconnect. Calling.
I'm tired. Writing. I hate writing so much.
The man. You do not hear the customary disc. Seems like it did not have time to... Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without it. You closed. Strange. This is not how you started before. You dialed 001. This is not the area code. 005 is 414411. Yes. 451 67451. You have an ultra-long distance call. You're calling. The saddest, both pitiful and terrifying. Calling still. Ringing by the bedside. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy. You just do. And the lieutenant, is too far away to... Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depth.
Hello? Who is this? No. It's you, isn't it? It's you. Dora. Who is this?
Dora. The name feels like a gift. And fight.
What? Oh no. Is that you?
This is too much. You need to recede. Silence. The connection full.
Is that you? You're not a revolutionary, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Yes, I'm in my rover. Sleeping. Oh no. Please stop. Please, let's just hang up. To work. The academy, where I work.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles, like burning. She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. Run. To the church. Home. Anywhere but here. Anything but calling her again. You dial the number again. 26 in the middle of it. Calling, calling. Calling, 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 calling. It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring. Come on, you know why. Calling, calling.
Harry, please.
Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket. Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone. You dial the number again. Calling, 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 and calling. For who knows how long. But the cold metal is hard. Takes your mind away from that voice.
That's enough now, officer.
It didn't give you any. Your hand is...
Officer, that's enough.
It's over. An old door worn by element. An old door worn by elements. Nothing's... Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this?
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something to warm his hands before pulling the trigger. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice. It's not possible to climb that ladder.
There, a glowing light on a smoking.
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party. Oh.
She's less prone to blurted.
Okay. She was dressed like... And then he stopped.
Like a crab.
You saw him? Good. Oh.
She's less prone.
Go.
She's...
Like a...
You saw him? Good, so you believe me. You should go... My associates? Of course I do.
To the cops.
Me? Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different.
Hello again. How can I help you? Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I just don't like it very much. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of the Koldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never. How interesting. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want cool or not. What we thought we did. We got together. That really wasn't the point. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my...
Do we really have time for this?
This recording comes from down the coast. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough.
As the hum grows louder, modulating, but always there's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more seabirds most likely.
And skewers, but...
Shh. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still trouble.
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Koldima Madakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong... Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
All the old... Shelves full of biographies of famous people who have... Several maps have... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of...
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is... They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
This large ozone disintegrate in the north, radiating outwards from you. The ocean connections you have little... Perhaps they are... A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of...
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome...
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable... It's a sordid, filthy tale. Not... Some secrets are better left. It occurs to you that you're not even holding the... Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered. What? No. Then it'll... In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the cover. Features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning labels. The exact location and time period are left deliberately vague, but it's clear the box has a nice... What treasures wait? Even before you open it, you can tell that the plastic wrap rips off. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick welcome to suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously... The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples. You begin to suspect there may be a political agenda to this so-called. The instructions are opaque at first, and you soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective, that's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled, "Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty." But such boring. Tear up this. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several. Each cardboard token makes a satisfying...
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
In addition to the worker and building tokens from the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens from...
Oh, those are nice.
You hold the open game. The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before...
Holy shit. The average playing time for... I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat...
See? He's doing...
Alright, you've convinced me. How do we play?
You explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant. In the center is the crown of Revachol. Radiating outward are apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from... There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress, in case you... The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his work.
Alright, detective.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production? Remember what the rulebook said. You'll want to choose a... You draw a contract card offering a number of coins and you place all your workers on the Ilmarin territory. On your next turn, you produce 6...
Not bad.
But not good enough. As he completes his own contract card, the lieutenant is rewarded.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
The lieutenant returns your baleful... Come on, is that your game face? You're practically broke. Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply. Those aren't your own. You could also show your workers how much you appreciate them by investing some of that. Well, sure. You can do that. It's just not a terribly effective strategy, but then it's up to you. To the lieutenant's puzzlement, you spend several turns. Soon your workers have access to clean water, paved roads, and basic hobbies. In return, they produce 1 extra resource.
Too bad investing in your workers. Just take a look at the scoring tables in the back. You see in Table 8C that investing in territorial infrastructure multiplies your final victory point total by 1. Yes.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. How can you let the lieutenant dominate you like that? For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate them. You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat. Oh yeah, baby. Cocaine. You know, this isn't unlike... Well, the suzerain was looking by introducing cocaine into Safre. If you could somehow get the lieutenant's workers addicted to your... Yes, you can. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. It takes several turns. Feels good, doesn't it? But you know what would... Drugs. While you daydream about speed, the end game is upon you. How will you spend the vast resource? Flipping through the manual, you find the most expensive structure in the game. The Revacholian victory column, worth. Alternatively, you could try launching a trade war to crush the lieutenant's economy. The choice is yours. Building the ultimate structure requires diligent economic rather than build a glorious...
A risky gambit, Detective. Sorry it didn't pay off. That might have helped, yeah. Now, let's tell...
Computing the final scores is almost after double the 15 victory points.
I've got 26 points. Don't be glum, Detective. There's always next time. Now, let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box. This coin-operated viewer is faced... This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Your money disappears. The curtains on the disc. The lenses its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems...
Can you tell?
It's not. The details... The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Felled suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand." Trying to talk to the.
How do we? She's probably. And then there's. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Then, if we
walk the coast, the old boardwalk. The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Feld Electrical, R&D." The once bright mural towers above you, even though you're sure you succeeded. All is quiet. There is no cold hand. Trying to talk.
How do we? She's probably. And then there's. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way. Then, if we just
walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can breeze, like go to the children. The wind rushes away.
Officer, are you okay? It looked like we lost you for a second. Doesn't look like it to me. When you're ready. In there?
Why single out this one? The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is...
This one,
Lily's our mum.
the stone kicker. The other one, wow. So the stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
You're stupid. Okay.
The once bright mural towers above you, say, even though you're sure you succeeded, or trying to talk to the wind is trying to talk to the city.
How do we? She's probably north. And then there's the church. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way. Sect. Then, if we're desperate, we...
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can... The once bright mural tower. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around, in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement. Sweet.
She's down there.
Okay. Why? Right. How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything.
There has to be a way to... A rusty ladder leads...
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather... In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what? Not to mention that the roof... What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
Teleportation is not a thing. This really has nothing to do... Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too... You're a little more moral... Makes sense. The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. The distance... In addition, the... Not to mention... What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? On second thought... Because you're just standing there squeezing...
You're not. Please, don't try to climb the building. We'll get in another way.
The distance... In addition, the... Not to mention... What if you were to do something... What if you were to reconceptualize climbing... The once bright mural tower a breeze like the once bright mural. The once bright mural towers above you, saying, a breeze like the once bright mural towers above you, suddenly in through.
Okay. Why? So, how do we get in there? Perhaps you...
There has to be a way. A rusty...
Yeah, that doesn't...
The distances, in addition, the first rung, okay. But still, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? The distances, in addition, the first... Okay, what if you were...
Teleportation is not a thing. Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. There's no echo. Maybe it's just a...
No idea. We might find her in conclusion. I hope not. Yes?
An old pipe. A building like this must... Your eyes slowly... The lieutenant looks over your...
Given that this isn't martial arts, however, and it's right here.
It's jammed shut. The subtle approach... Behind the pipe, the metal doors are heavy and the flame...
Good work.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. Years' worth of dust. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some common...
The lieutenant does not seem to
half a century? This was probably part of the network of the... I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history... I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, this does look like an embrasure. Outside the window, the day is clear.
It's a great place to hide. And Mazovianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, in fact, I think we're done with this.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there. No, but you are the same.
It's not a quib. Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping...
As she says the word, officer, you feel a spike in the agony. No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse.
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been...
The explosion of static blasted from that pale emitter at angle.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. When signals are relayed across the sea...
So, what we are experiencing is
Precisely. This is an industrial... At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically...
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity.
The pale? It's the end of the world. I built it myself.
And she's proud of it.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented.
Oh yeah. Way beyond. No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical... Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were...
So she thinks of you as hunters, not the cops. And of...
If you've got something really important to say, you...
Turn this...
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. So, you found my shack, huh?
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been...
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find to my back. I was, before I caught you in the past.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell. She looks at the machine, assessing...
Oh, fuck it.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has... You know. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth. Gratitude, doubt. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness.
Good call. Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same. I have a feeling we didn't. Her tent.
The plain red tent. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent are rolled up, assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage.
See anything?
Rager Monthly. Journal of Materials. You pocket the worn brown leather.
We should read this immediately.
A thick journal. Look, it's made of full-grain leather. The lower left Schneller is a stationery brand from Godvot. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of it's ruled the large cursive of someone who writes perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and it's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with...
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones, probably short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the way some of those question marks trail off into ellipsis. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense? The most recent entry is from today. Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder.
I just don't think she killed a mercenary. It's mostly a gut feeling.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much. Classier was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or... Either way, we need to keep... One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags.
Hey, her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked old and little men, but you have the headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back. So very...
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter.
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't...
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it. Easy. When her research is done, she can move.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
She thinks about it. A glossy...
All right. Bring me the game's off-site copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory.
She's making it extra.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact...
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on?
Oh God, not this again.
Basement? Sounds like it's...
And no. Taking it... We clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her.
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. That's her name, I believe. Good. Then you might know. In the giant...
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Suliswov Jawiza. God, like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse, whatever that means. Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks she literally started praying.
The lieutenant coughs like...
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and... Thanks. And here's my Kvalsund multitool. You might need it to hack loose some ice.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. The legendary Kvalsund multitool. This glorious multitool.
Yes? Wait, what?
You know, we don't actually have to tell the entire...
Whose body is it? And what is it doing in the fridge?
It's almost as if she feels some sort...
You put it there? Okay.
We would appreciate it if...
Who would I tell? My mother? I don't... Thanks. Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? What about it? Great, thanks.
Winter, slow to let go of Revachol. The snow falls late, and to think, you're warm in your hat and your coat. More winding coastlines lined with the waters turn black. No more. Below the old mines. Losser, where the Philippian kings were. Yes, to peel the gold off. Children under 14. After Ruby, 2 kilometers, the mausoleum. Did someone say, how can it be pure if it's... Snow falls. Few all around her. White snow on the extinguished coast. The canal you cross, someone is scraping snow off their windshield. Like all, a fenced-off yard, clean white, the abandoned church, its walls, a serpentine strip of land, weaving its way, the remains of a camp on it further out. Then there's Oz, the Bay of Revachol. And at the farthest, the raised was once up, the pox is heavy drug use, a line of motor garages around you. The snow continues to... The stairs, snow, all of this, a chill comes over you. Layer upon layer of sand.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
Our tenant, the policeman, I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about...
No, we must run around.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Suit yourself. Pay... Our tenant, the policeman. Well, must say, I'm proud of this one.
Tequila... My jacket?
A look of consternation crosses the man's face.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila? Rosemary...
Oi! That's the jacket you stole 2 weeks ago.
That's disgusting. I've never done any...
It becomes abundantly clear to you how I'm calling it. It's neurological.
That shit is so medium concept, I wouldn't touch...
It's an okay jacket, if you are into that look. Okay. I've been meaning to have a little chat with you. I'm glad you finally started dressing a little more like...
Your half-brother is proud to stand beside you.
You're an officer of the RC. You know the expression, the clothes make the man? The right outfit, in the right situation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
A warm...
Anyway, we should probably get back to the...
Stop. Just what you have isn't enough. You'll need more fire. Water streams down your Kavalzun KR2 multi-tool. It looks impressive, but what can it do against military group?
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got...
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking wreck.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this.
Shh.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered. And
you are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it.
Peaceful.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him...
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
The mercenary tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's...
I think he's calmed down. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You can't think that...
Pig fuck! Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the gun...
With a wordless gurgle, the leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. You feel your fists... You really, really should have a gun in your hand by now. No, it's okay. Soften him up and trust the others to... I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. If you talk peace, always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that. Please.
Yeah? Who did that?
Time. You had time.
Time is up, loincloth. Give me a name. Now! How fucking convenient. What the fuck? You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just... Go ahead. Tell me it was the fucking...
Listen, please. This cop...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him. All together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud.
You're lying.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears. A low, tinny... The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot...
I missed.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him.
That doesn't sound good. You need... What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude.
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you open.
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does? Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Yes.
Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. Or... Exactly. This is so horrible. People are gonna die whatever you do. It will be all...
Nah. I'm clear as...
Enough already! What is...
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal. You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes.
She's gone, you stupid fuck! Stay cool! Don't do... The company bitch is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck!
Guys, I just get in the...
Hold your ground! Any more of you run, I'll shoot you, my...
They're afraid. All of them. No, the rest will stay. They will hold their ground.
Who the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs. Where is she?
She left!
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
What am I doing? She left! Her room's cleaned out!
We should have arrested her.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. You only have time for one argument. Choose...
I am a Cornell major with over 15 years. Nah, I just have the biggest gun.
Technically, the other man has the biggest gun. But we're...
King Reaper. You're right. But you see,
Okay, it's not much. But he's thinking about dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth.
Sergeant Major Raoul...
Click, click, click. A realization comes to you, like a picture puzzle coming together. No, probably foster brothers.
For killing, maiming, and...
He sways from left to right, inspecting.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm.
Beaten by a foster parent or someone on the farm.
Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Who? Laylee.
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records.
They fucking put Laylee in a leaf compactor.
There's real anguish in...
It's a mindfuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Mate.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one...
In your ship pipes, right!
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates.
He was a good commander. I can see...
Oh yeah. He would have commanded this... Fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village.
Listen, man.
Told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck. You'll die first. Fuck do you mean?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic.
Yeah. He liked to chat up the natives. If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Baby Blue, yeah. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Find his killer. Cop. His kill. I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam.
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off scent.
What's that, loincloth? I can't hear you. Sounds like you could...
Shit, this is it. Tell him anything. Tell him you have more information.
Rude. Kill him.
The porcelain man raises his rifle and takes aim at you. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take... You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it. 0.4 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the barrel, like a honeycomb. God, you're so frail. Too frail to think further. The shot rings and you stumble. Something violently tugs at your shoulder, pushing you backwards with incredible force. A volcano of the pain flows over your entire body.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in room. He has to. The rough, then 2 shots ring, and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see. Blood gushes from an unbelievable Glenn dying in a puddle of blood behind you. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised, aiming. A look, here it comes. Death. You can't. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs.
You're bleeding out. Stay with me. Yes.
But a shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. No, you scream. Behind you, there is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant, you hear a roar of pain.
This is death. One more, brother. It's the living who are...
The fight? He's not Andrew. Ours. It was him. He is the infernal engine.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It's nothing. You're alive.
Sunrise, Parabellum. It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago.
Dramamine? Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water. Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore.
The close proximity of death must...
Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Yes, we have also completely failed. What happened? We tried to take the diplomatic route and hoped they wouldn't attack first. As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit. With his carabine. I was looking